Are you constantly trying to fix an unhealthy partner even after things have ended? Or you're so over functioning and carrying the stress because you're worried about what happens if you fully let go? Now, every dynamic in a relationship is so different, so take what you will. In this particular dynamic, your partner or somebody that you're newly dating as well, they are making your problems feel tiny while they're making their problems feel huge and impossible to solve. And even when you distance yourself, your brain stays addicted, trying to save them from themselves. But you cannot play the savior for someone who refuses to take accountability for their own life. And I had to finally take this difficult route myself. And instead of trying to fix them as if they're my patient, I'm the doctor and I'm trying to fix them and make them better, or telling them what to do, I stopped. And again, this was a process. It took me a long time to get there. I mean, not that long, but I had to work on this constantly. When I would feel the urge to tell them, hey, do this, do this, I had to stop myself. And this is what I did. And again, not everybody, this is another difficult route to take. But the route that I take, and I still take the same route, is I started to take a deep breath when I wanted to say whatever the hell I wanted to say. And just be present in the moment and just look at them. And just observe. Again, this takes a lot of practice. I'm not saying that this is something that I got like this. It did take me a while. It's an ebbs and flows, right? Like one day you're amazing, the next day you say something. It does take time. So I'm not going to say that I'm perfect at it, but it is something that I'm aware that I need to be doing. So what I started to do is I started to pray for them, and I started to ask God to help me with the situation, and then I would let it go. I would let it go, something that I have a hard time to do. When there's something that I need to say, especially if it has to do, with children. I have a very, I'm really passionate about kids. And just respect in general. So there's certain things where I have to say it, and I do, many of times, but I have learned now to choose my battles wisely, and instead of going at them and reacting, which is a lot of times what they want, is I say a prayer for them and ask God from my heart to truly help them see the light, see the truth, find themselves, and be more connected to source. So when I realized, when I started doing this, and I would let go and then I would do something else, and I would suddenly, get a message from them saying that whatever I was saying, they were in a way following it, or they were maybe making a better decision for themselves. And so I noticed that whenever I would pray and then just let it go, these things kept on happening. Now, not every single time. And if it doesn't happen, it means it's just not the time yet. And so magically things would start to unfold without me saying a single thing. I know some people will think, well, not every relationship needs to end, right? And I totally agree with that. You should, especially if you have children or it's a long, any relationship, regardless of whatever, you should try to fix it, try to work on it, try to see how can we come together, what is missing, etc. But there are some instances where that relationship needs to end and you need to evolve and grow and find another relationship, right? And that's, again, a whole other discussion. But the kind of person that I'm talking about is somebody that is unable to take accountability for their actions, and they're unable to speak their truth. Those two things, I personally cannot be in a relationship with, whether you're my friend, whether you're my partner, whether you're, whoever, it doesn't matter. I cannot trust you. If I see that instead of taking ownership of what you have done, instead you're out there blaming somebody else, XYZ, I personally cannot trust you to be in a relationship with. Now, that is just my personal preference. And again, I'm not here to judge, right? But this is just something that I would also recommend to other people, that if you're in a relationship and that person refuses to take accountability, or maybe one day they take accountability, but the next day again, they're back to square one. And it's it's up and down, and you're confused as to what on earth am I meant to do? Is this person really taking accountability? Am I being delusional? Am I being sensitive? What is it? So these are things that I want us as men and women to really try to understand about our dynamics and notice what is really happening here. And that is why I suggest, regardless of if it's me or a coach or a therapist or whoever, a friend that you connect with, talk to somebody about it. And not in a negative light. It shouldn't be, oh, he did this and he's horrible. And it's like venting is very different than trying to find a solution to understand what is really happening. Find the truth. So those are two very different things. I want to be very clear. When I said I prayed and I handed it to God and I let go, I did not mean that I stay with them and I become their punching bag and their dumping ground. Like, this is not what that is. And also, wait for a miracle. It means you completely remove yourself from the equation. You physically and emotionally step back, drop the burden, and stop trying to change them. You instead choose peace, walk away, and let them figure it out. Let God help them and handle it, because it was never your job to save them anyway. If you're somebody who is involved in a dynamic like this, then I would recommend extreme detachment for 72 hours. And this is really to test yourself and see how attached you truly are, because a lot of us are even addicted to this dynamic because we were so used to this maybe when we were children. So this is when you're going to stop trying to solve their problems. Stop trying to check in on them. Stop letting their drama consume your thoughts. And this isn't a game to get them back or, tit for tat or any of those things. This is a pattern interrupter to give you your clarity and your life back. Now, after 72 hours, I would like you to look at the data. I want you to notice how much peace and clarity you have when you aren't carrying a weight that was never yours to hold. If there's someone who always brings you into their chaos and their worries and they never make time for you and your life and what's going on with you. And one of the biggest giveaways, this happened to be one of my relationships, where he would never ask me how I'm doing. Like, how was your day? And I just found it really weird. That for me is a red flag because it's like, I want to know your day. Tell me about everything. And if someone doesn't care to know about your day, do you really care about me? I don't know. Let me know down below if you guys understand what I'm talking about, or if you've been in a similar dynamic like this. And so if there's somebody who tends to bring you into their chaos, but they don't have time for you, then it is time to reevaluate. My message for you today is to stop wasting your energy and your precious time into a dead end. Drop a comment below with what resonated with you in this video. And remember to stop choosing the chase and start choosing your peace. I love you.